Vikings Nation, how are we feeling today? Because I've got something that could shake up the entire future of the Minnesota Vikings quarterback room. And trust me, this is not just another offseason rumor. This is the kind of move that could define not only 2026, but the entire trajectory of J.J. McCarthy's NFL career. Let me hit you with this right away. The upcoming season might determine everything for McCarthy. And if that's true, then who the Vikings bring in to stand next to him in that QB room is absolutely massive. Are we talking about a veteran safety net? Or a young gun ready to steal the spotlight? According to ESPN's Ben Solak, the Minnesota Vikings could be a surprise team in the trade market for a young quarterback. Not just depth, not just insurance, a real challenger. And Vikings fans, this could get very interesting very fast. Now think about this for a second. Kevin O'Connell has built his reputation on quarterback development. We've seen what he did with veterans. We've seen how he structures offenses around timing, rhythm, and precision. But what if he wants to mold another young arm from the ground up? Solak mentioned Kirk Cousins as the obvious name because of familiarity with O'Connell's system. But let's be real. Bringing back Cousins wouldn't exactly scream long-term development. That would be a short-term stabilizer, not a future-shaping gamble. Instead, the real intrigue is this. O'Connell might prefer a younger quarterback, someone toolsy, someone who can operate from the pocket, someone who doesn't just sit behind McCarthy, but pushes him every single day in practice. And here's where it gets spicy, Vikings fans. Names like Tanner McKee, Anthony Richardson, and Will Levis have been floated as potential surprise trade targets. That's not random speculation. That's coming from respected league insiders. Anthony Richardson? We all know the physical talent, cannon arm, elite athleticism. But after being selected fourth overall in 2023 by the Colts, his development hit turbulence. Injuries and inconsistency clouded what once looked like superstar potential. Will Levis, another rocket arm, drafted early in the second round in 2023. He had his shot with the Tennessee Titans, but turnover issues became a major concern. And when the Titans pivoted to Cam Ward as their new franchise direction, Levis suddenly became expendable. But here's the name that might really fit the Minnesota Vikings blueprint: Tanner McKee. And if you're a more casual NFL fan, you might not know much about him yet. But that could change very soon. McKee has spent the last 3 seasons backing up Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia. Drafted in the 6th round out of Stanford in 2023, he's been quietly developing in a winning organization. And sometimes that's exactly how quarterbacks explode onto the scene. Over the past 2 years, McKee has appeared in 6 games, including 2 starts going 1-1. He's completed 61.4% of his passes for 597 yards, 5 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. That's efficient. That's controlled. That's promising. And when he's been on the field, insiders have noticed. Mina Kimes praised him for looking like a veteran, accurate, poised, calm. The kind of quarterback who can execute nearly any offense in the league. That sounds like something Kevin O'Connell would absolutely value. Now let's talk cost. Reports suggest McKee could potentially be acquired for a 3rd-round pick. And guess what? The Vikings hold 2 third-rounders in the upcoming draft. Picks number 82 and number 97. That's flexibility. That's ammunition. So here's the real question, Vikings Nation. Do you bring in a high-upside reclamation project like Richardson? A strong-armed competitor like Levis? Or a polished pocket passer like McKee who fits the system on paper? And what does that say about J.J. McCarthy? Is this about protecting him? Motivating him? Or preparing for the possibility that he might not fully lock down the job long-term? These are the conversations shaping the future of the Minnesota Vikings. This isn't just depth chart chatter. This is franchise direction talk. Kevin O'Connell believes in quarterback development. And if he sees untapped potential somewhere else in the league, I wouldn't bet against him making a bold move. Now I want to hear from you. Which quarterback would you trade for if you were running the Vikings front office? Do you roll fully with McCarthy and trust the process? Or do you bring in serious competition? Drop your takes in the comments. Let's debate this like true Minnesota Vikings fans. If you love staying on top of Minnesota Vikings news and all the latest Vikings updates, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with every member of Vikings Nation. Skol!